There are so many ways to find inspiration for new ideas in your art. Spending time with other creatives, learning something new, or even hanging out with animals. But one thing that always refreshes me is spending time in nature. I'm very lucky that the mountains aren't too far from where I live. So hello my friends, welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about how stepping into the mountains can open up fresh ideas and themes for your art. I will share with you some of my sketches and art which I created while being in the mountains, and I hope that this video can bring you some inspiration and also some comfort. When I need to refresh my inspiration, I find that immersing myself in nature can be a game changer. Being surrounded by nature can spark something in you, whether it's colors, the light, or even just the atmosphere. I find myself drawn to these themes when I'm looking for new ideas. Just that feeling of being in the nature and breathing the fresh air, or seeing fascinating views or interesting animals. And there is something about mountains that I really like. In my experience, being in nature helps you notice things you might overlook in everyday life. The textures of the leaves, the way the light catches through the branches, or changes throughout the day, the animals you can hear or see move. I think it's all inspiration just waiting to be translated into art. I love paying attention to small details when I'm out in the nature. And of course you can do this in the town as well. Just notice even something as simple as the pattern of the leaf, or how the water flows over a rock, or other details can spark a theme for a drawing, or just part of the drawing. So as I said, you don't have to capture everything that you see. Sometimes just focusing on a small element can lead to a bigger idea or a bigger sketchbook spread or a bigger artwork, right? For example, the way the sunlight hits the rocks or just the part of the cottage or a house can inspire the whole series based on a light and shadow. I think a big part of finding new inspiration is having new experiences. And mountains can help you offer something different every time, whether it's the change in seasons or just a new trail to explore. And some of these experiences can give you fresh ideas to work with. And I think it's not just about what you see, but what you can feel when you are out there. And for me, that connection with nature, for example, the experience of being in a new environment and also with new animals, it's something I always try to bring into my artwork. I think it's about capturing the mood and the energy of the moment. And if you are like me and you love animals, nature is a perfect place to watch them in their natural habitat, because seeing wildlife can lead to new themes and ideas. Or even spending time with our own pets can spark a theme for a drawing. Their movement, their behavior, and I think all of it is inspiring in its own way. And I had quite a few sketchbook spreads that just started from watching one animal to interact with their surroundings or the animal friends. It's one of the many reasons why I find nature so full of creative energy. And I also think there is a special kind of magic in disconnecting from everything when you are out there. No notifications on the phone, no distractions. And I think you can also remember the moment better when you create a sketch or a full sketchbook spread around your experience. And I think all of this can give you mind space to wander and let new ideas kind of surface naturally. And I found that some of my best ideas come from when I'm not actively searching for them, but when I'm just in the moment letting my surroundings speak to me. and the quiet of the mountains definitely helps this experience to translate into sketchbook spreads. And I always bring something with me to capture the ideas as they come, as I see something very nice or I want to just remember for later. Whether it's your sketchbook, camera, or even just my phone to take pictures which I can use later. The ideas might form later, but the important thing is to kind of marking them down before they kind of slip away. And when I sketch outside, these are not polished pieces. They're just quick thoughts and sketches, but later when I'm back in the studio or in a living room or wherever, they help me to remember either the colors or the composition or just the feeling and the atmosphere of the place. I think that's where your creative magic can happen. So as you see in this sketchbook spread, which was inspired by some of the walks and the pictures that I took during the walk, isn't a perfect representation of the mountains or the nature which was around me, but it was more about the mood and the composition that I wanted to kind of put into this sketchbook spread. Because it could be the calmness of the morning light if you are working with colors, or it can be the shapes of the trees that you want to mark down, or the shapes of the flowers in the composition that you saw. And I think we all need fresh inspiration from time to time, and for me, spending time in the mountains or just in the nature around the house always helped bring something new. Whether it's a new theme, or an idea for a project, or just a fresh perspective. And if you are interested in more content and tutorials, you can find them in my art club. And also the links to my brushes are in the description. So if you can, try to take a break, explore a new environment, maybe take a different path to work or to school, and let those new creative experiences guide your creativity and art. Because who knows what kind of inspiration is waiting for you behind the new corner which you haven't explored. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.